Hello and welcome back to day 2 of Math with Polynomials. So we were practicing yesterday with our addition and our subtraction. We learned to classify by degrees and number of terms. Today we're going to introduce multiplying. So yesterday, if you recall, I said that you could not combine an x squared and an x because they were two different terms, and that is still true as long as you're adding and subtracting. However, you can multiply. You'll simply need the product rule. The product rule states that if you have a base to some exponent and you're multiplying against another base of a different exponent, it's the same as adding them together. Oops. So let's start with example 1. Here we see an x outside of the parentheses x plus 4. Well, we can't add the x and the plus 4 to get 4x because those are not like terms. And when you're adding, you have to be aware of only combining like terms. However, when you're multiplying, you can combine the terms. So now I'm going to take this x and I'm going to distribute it by multiplying it times x and multiplying it times 4. X times x is like saying x to the first power times x to the first power. And if we look at our product rule, excuse me, x to the 1 times x to the 1 is the same as x to the 1 plus 1, which is x squared. Okay? Then we multiply x times 4, and we'll get 4x. Let's take a look at example 2. So we're going to distribute a 5m to the third to each term inside the parentheses. 5m to the third times 3m squared is 15, m to the fifth. Why not the sixth? Because the products rule states when you're multiplying bases, you add their exponents. Next, we're going to multiply 5m to the third and negative m. Positive times a negative is a negative. 5 times 1 is 5. M to the third times n to the 1 gives us m to the fourth power. And then last but never least, our little constant down here. And so now we multiply positive times negative is negative. 5 times 7 is 35. And you're left with m to the third. Go ahead and pause this video and work on the next 4. Okay, now that you've had some time to practice, let's go over them and see how you did. You should have gotten k squared minus 9k, 9a squared plus 9a, minus 6p to the fifth plus 48p, because negative times negative is positive. 6 times 8 is 48, and p times 1, I guess, is just p. Now we have negative 6c to the sixth, because you're adding 5 plus 1, minus 15c to the fifth. How did you do? Let's practice a few more. Why don't you go ahead and work down 5 through 10. Pause the video and then check your answers. Okay, so here are the answers for the next 6 problems. Check your work. In number 10, the middle term here should be 3x squared y squared. My pen got a little away from me. And then it says plus 3xy to the third. I used to skip around, and then I've learned that by skipping, even though I think you're confident with it, it seems easy, that by skipping, a lot of times students don't have it as solid as I thought they did. So by adding in the repetition it solidifies in your mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 11 through 14. Go ahead and pause the video, and then we can check our answers. Okay, here are the answers to the next 4 problems. Check your work. And now complete the last 2 problems on the page. Pause the video. Okay, and then here are the final answers. Make sure you check that you put your answer in standard notation.